Dashing till my knuckles bleed. All my teachers think I'm challenged mentally, but my mental strong to who I wanna be. Instantly began the surgery. Bada bing, white lie, made wings with the words hallelujah, y'all bitch, y'all. All my blessings came where I accept that I'm not y'all. I been put it on the line like laundry. They told me find something more concrete. Now will a nigga breaking concrete. Praise to God, I ain't no comfy. They'll never take away my confidence.
How come I can't do what fuck I won't do? How come, tryna get this straight, no damn how come through. How come we been through the night, dreams been on hold. Since my cradle hit the floor, tender head, my dinner scrum. How come I can't say what fuck I won't say? How come tender braids, but I can't make my eyes ring? How come yank straight from my neck, dead on my home? When my cradle hit the floor, tender head, my jeans are swole. Yeah.
Welcome to the 3-Piece Radio. 2-piece for now. We missing our thigh.
Her thighs.
Can't stand. You gotta have a thigh. It's like the most important part of the meal.
Thigh, Jace.
Thigh, Jace.
Yeah, if you got a wing and a leg.
I was gonna say, wait. If it's a wing and a leg, I'm the leg. All right.
I like to be the wing.
Short,
you know why?
goddammit.
You know why I like to be the wing? Because women is always fighting over which is better, the drum or the flat. Meaning they fighting over me. Let's go. I'm the wing by myself. Get these women. Harlem Shake. Hey, boo. Welcome to Chicago.
I love my wife. Okay, so we're going to move forward.
I love my future wife.
Before PK comes in here and jumps in, we're going to talk about this NCAA tournament. Raise your hand if your bracket is fucked up.
It's kind of fucked up. Raise your hand if you picked Virginia to go down in the first round. I did.
You can always tell the person that's been scarred in like past March Madness situations.
Yep.
Because they the ones that get that unlikely ass pick.
Yep.
I.e.
I told you guys I picked Virginia all throughout college to at least make it to the Final Four or the Elite Eight. And for my entire life, they fucking scorned me.
When a man's fed up.
Fucking fed up. So at this point, I said, I'm not doing this anymore. So then when we got to the point where I was making my bracket, I saw Virginia. They were a 1 seed. They were playing a 16 seed. I said, you know what? I got love for the 16 today. I got him the fuck out of here. And they gone.
Whatever. Name one player on UMBC. What does UMBC stand for, Shawn?
University of Maryland, Baltimore. Don't stunt on the team I picked. There it is, Baltimore County. Don't stunt on the team I picked.
Don't be calling them Lifeline, Shawn. Nah.
No, don't stunt on the team I picked. I knew they were getting Virginia out here. The Cavaliers ain't shit.
They beat the hell out of them, too.
Hey, did you watch their bench while they were
74
scoring?
54.
Did you watch their bench while they were
Nah.
scoring? Every time they scored, they had some outrageous celebration. And as they continue to blow them out more, the celebrations got more ridiculous.
That's
I was
real.
so happy. Like, yo, they really getting them up out of here. I couldn't do anything but be proud.
I was going to say, I want to say shout out to Loyola. Loyola is in the round of 32.
I'm from Chicago, but I didn't pick their ass to fuck them. No, shout out to Loyola. For some of y'all may know that I assistant coach a high school basketball team here, and they're trying to recruit my point guard. So shout out to Loyola.
Loyola taking on Tennessee.
Oh, can I say that? Oh, shit. I mean, no, he's not getting paid, but yeah, you know.
I sure do hope he ain't getting paid, because if so, you just ruined that man's check.
Oh, no. I tell all my players, if a college wants to pay you, nigga, take that check and get the shit later. Nigga, you black and broke, bro. You get that money, man. You ain't got to be living off the fake Frosted Flakes forever, man. Get that money.
In real life, though, we've got to do something about paying players. Like, it's ridiculous.
If you want to see my favorite basketball team in college right now, the UMBC, whatever the hell their mascots are. The Golden Retrievers. They some damn dogs off Full House.
Golden Retrievers.
Golden Retrievers. Oh, shit. It's lit. Yeah, so if you want to see the UMBC Airbuds, thank you, PK, for that live. Make sure you go to their Twitter, UMBC Athletics. They went from 5,000 followers to 40,000 in 5 minutes.
I bet.
Got Virginia the fuck out of here.
I was going to say, well, I didn't know the name of the school.
Oh, hold on. I got to read their tweets.
longest time.
Well, while I look up their tweets, what we're going to do is swing it back to Jamal to talk about the disappointment of our alma mater and all of the other ones. There's a lot of Chicagoans that went to Mizzou. Yo, look, I didn't expect nothing from Mizzou either. I picked Florida State, man. I can't even lie.
Nah, man. That's cold. So University of Missouri faced Florida State. It was an 8-9 game, I believe. So it's not like they had to win this or anything. Michael Porter Jr. just came back, played one game in the regular season after getting hurt in the very beginning of the season. And he played fine. It was okay. But we also got our ass kicked. Also did not do well against Florida State. That said, we have a long history of
being
playing
fucked up.
terrible in the tournament. If anybody remembers this, it was
Norfolk State in
2012. University of Missouri was a number 2 seed. They were a number 15 seed. Norfolk State, HBCU, shout out to HBCUs and black people in general, but I did not
have a good time getting a scholarship in housing.
I was going to say, I was not. Nobody had them picked, and they got our ass the hell out of there in the first round in 2012. I remember being at the newsroom when that happened, and I'm working on something.
Jamal Ben had jobs.
And you could see everybody.
Actually, I think I saw you after that game.
Yeah.
Because you were.
I went to go drink, right? Probably.
And I was at Shakespeare's.
Yeah.
And you came to where we were, and we had a nice little ceremonial. We just fucked up drink. It's cool.
That's exactly what happened.
That is true.
Yeah, so the game against the Florida State Seminoles, 67-54. The records were very similar. Florida State 21-11 throughout the year. Mizzou was 20-13. Neither one of these schools come from a particularly great basketball conference.
We're great at Jay.
We got Kentucky. Big 12 is a much better
Every
basketball
once in a while, we
conference.
got LSU doing great.
LSU occasionally.
Yeah, we did Big 12 and SEC.
Yeah. Big 12 a few years ago, SEC now, but
while we're on this sports thing, Jamal, tell me how you feel about LeBron killing the Portland Trail Blazers with that dunk. Even though LeBron lost. Okay, look, let me get this first tidbit out of there. And if you guys want some more basketball commentary, be sure to check in with the backcourt at Souls of Liberty, who comes on later today.
Shout out to
they're
the
not
Souls.
coming on today because they're in St. Louis.
Shout out to the Souls.
But
though. Happy 314 day.
With that said, we're not celebrating that. Tell you what we're not going to do. Tell you what we're not going to do. Anyway, but no, shout out to LeBron. Because one, a lot of people are pressing the panic button over Cleveland.
Yes.
I'm not. Simply because, yes, the Cavs are the 4th seed right now.
Right.
They got 40 wins. They don't look that special.
Right.
But there is no Kevin Love. There's no Tristan Thompson.
Yes.
Rodney Hood ain't playing.
Right.
They ain't got a lot. I ain't worried about it.
I will never press the panic button on Cleveland until LeBron James breaks his ankle or something.
Or until LeBron James takes that jersey off this summer.
Until then, I'm never pressing the panic button on Cleveland.
But with that said, even with that still, he goes to another level. LeBron actually made that. You know that meme where he got the cigarette in his mouth and they say, I don't care if it's Steph Curry, Curry chicken, under Curry, LeBron and foe. He actually said, he made that come to life. A reporter came to him and said, how do you feel about the Cavs in danger of slipping to the 6th seed before the playoffs start? And he literally looked at him and said, I don't care if I'm the 3rd seed, the 1st seed, the 6th seed, the 8th seed. Nobody want to see me in the first round. I said, this nigga's a savage. Where does savage LeBron come from?
That said, I am so sick of people having to be humble all the time.
I'm so glad he's being a savage.
LeBron James has dropped all of that.
You know who else I'm glad is?
He posting his own dunks, shouting himself out.
And shitting on the people he doing it too. He's like, why that boy jump?
Oh, ESPN, y'all don't want to talk about this wild-ass dunk I just got last night? Watch me repost this shit on IG. If y'all don't want to talk about my 30,000 points, 10,000 assists, 10,000 rebounds, I'm going to make this a storyline.
You see what I'm doing? Yeah, no. He does not give two shits. And then what was even better about it is LeBron lost the game. Yes. He didn't give two shits, he lost.
Yeah.
He cared that he just dunked the shit out of this boy and left his soul in the middle of the Motor Center.
Same thing with there was a highlight from a few weeks ago where you threw that no-look pass and everybody was talking about the no-look pass. He lost that game
He
too.
didn't give no fuck about that either.
He lost that game
don't
too.
get two shits. Let me tell you why LeBron don't get two shits. He's going into the Eastern Conference. The only challenger I really feel like is in the Eastern Conference ain't really a challenger, and that's the Sixers. And with the Sixers, I think they just too young. So with that said, the Raptors is the Raptors. They good until they get to the playoffs, and they struggle in the first round and go seven games with a team like the Bucks.
It's really unfortunate.
And then they get ran. Kyrie Irving is out. Marcus Smart is out. Jaylen Brown is out. Boston ain't shit. Mm-hmm. The Pacers ain't shit. The Wizards ain't shit. The East ain't shit. LeBron is going to walk. LeBron could go and play with one hand tied behind his back and one shoe.
At some point, the Raptors have to play okay during the playoffs. They've played great during the regular season for years now. At some point, it's got to turn around, I think.
Right, exactly.
We'll see. But I think for now, Cleveland is always a safe bet, man. I'm not tripping about them being 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th seed. It don't matter. Like,
and I'm about to say something to make you really happy, bro.
Let's hear it.
First, let's slide over to the West real quick.
Right.
Kevin Durant is out for 3 weeks.
Yes.
Steph Curry is out.
Klay Thompson
is out for 3
hurt
weeks.
His shooting hand.
Draymond is kind of broken up. The Warriors look a little weak, bro.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you why they look a little weak. Because this is only going back to my statement that I've been running with the entire time. LeBron James is a fucking cyborg.
I don't know how he does that.
And now the Warriors are showing the signs of going to the finals 3 years straight and not getting that break.
Man, yeah.
But with that said, so they're hurting.
I have full confidence. I have full confidence if the Warriors can be, if Klay Thompson is 50%, or if KD is still feeling an injury. He the only one that's still playing well. If Steph is still feeling that ankle, I have full confidence the Rockets can get him in 7.
But not even only that. Everything is getting real easy for the Rockets out west.
Yeah.
Not saying that you needed it, but it is.
Yeah.
The other contenders.
Well, you got Chris Paul who ain't been to past the second round.
I mean, but I don't put that all on Chris Paul.
Agreed. But my point is he got rest. Right. You got these guys who got miles on them.
So wait. Let's look at it in the rest of the conference as well. The Pelicans, yeah, they hot right now. We don't trust them.
Definitely don't trust them.
The Blazers.
I mean, if Anthony Davis has a bad game, they lose by 20.
They lose.
Like
the Blazers, yeah, man, I don't really trust them.
They just not big enough.
The Spurs is done right now because they thought Kawhi was coming back. Now they say he's not coming back. I don't think they're gonna make it.
Nah.
The Clippers ain't shit to be scared about.
Nah.
The Thunder, they're give or take. You don't know
what
to
get
from them.
That's the problem. Because
you don't know what to get from them.
If you get 20 out of all 3 of them guys,
they can win.
They can win any night. Because I've seen them beat all the major teams.
They beat everybody.
They beat the Warriors. They beat the Rockets.
They beat the Cavs by 40.
Yeah.
Right? They beat everybody.
So if they all show up at the same time, but they got to do it so consistently, and they haven't all season.
And then the only other team in the West that could be considered as a contender was the Wolves. And Jimmy went down.
Yeah.
And Jimmy, first, I think he's a cyborg too.
Definitely.
And I'm going to tell you why I think Jimmy's a cyborg. He went and had a tear surgery, and then a week later, that man was on Instagram, like, standing full strength, like, bench pressing more shit than I can do at full health.
Yeah.
He's a fucking cyborg.
Yeah, I mean, Jimmy,
that's a grown-ass man.
Not only that, but he's one of the most, and I don't think people know it because he hasn't been in these big games. He's one of the most clutch guys in the league.
If I need somebody to give me buckets, it's going to be Jimmy. Like,
if the clock running down, you give him that mid-range jumper, he gonna hit that shit.
Like who top three
every time?
Like, KD would probably be my number 1.
KD's up there.
My number
Kyrie
2
is 2. Kyrie got to be 2.
Number 2 probably be Kyrie. My number 3 probably be Jimmy.
Yeah. See, I'd switch him and put Kyrie first. Because Kyrie hit that bucket in the finals. And then one of the craziest things, did the exact same thing to Steph in the Christmas game that next year when he was still with the Cavs. So Kyrie's my guy if it's like time running down. But
to circle this all the way back.
That said, Jimmy's in that group.
To circle this all the way back, was that the best LeBron James dunk you ever seen?
No.
What was number 1? Jason Terry?
I can't say Jason Terry because that was a lob, wasn't it?
Yeah,
wasn't Jason Terry a lob?
Yeah. What about Damon Jones? Why are these little niggas jump at LeBron? No, I'm 6'3", 240, and if I see LeBron coming, I'm moving the fuck out the way.
Yeah, no, I don't know why. Honestly, the one that comes to mind is the one against the Celtics in the playoffs.
And that was on KG.
Yeah, and that's only because it meant so much more.
That's
like
fair.
It was in the playoffs.
What about the one on Tim Duncan?
It was a really impactful to the game dunk, and it was like the stakes were high.
That's fair.
So that's why I picked that one.
All
But
right. Well, now that we got sports out the way, we're going to bring PK in. Now that she decides that she loves us, I want to bring her thigh to the wing and the leg. What we're going to do is do a quick wrap-up of sports by saying that the UMBC Athletics Twitter is so savage because as Jay Billis tweeted that Virginia collapsed. They retweeted him and said, we beat them by 20, Jay Billis. That's a blowout, not a collapse.
Yo, I've seen several like headlines like that UMBC win didn't look lucky, bro. Like,
yeah. So when we come back, we're going to talk about alt-right O.J. Simpson.
Bruh.
Yes, I'm making him.
I have so many thoughts on OJ.
All right, okay, I'm gonna say this right now. If OJ got raped in jail, I'm kind of happy.
You messing up the teas. Let's go. Save your takes.
We got alt-right OJ Simpson. So yeah, we got alt-right OJ Simpson. We got DJ Envy and his wife. All this wild shit that's going on in Miami, and it's Big Shawn a cheater. When we come back after this break of music, and we'll have Portia here as well because we always need a woman to counterbalance all this macho-ness. We'll be right back.
Base.
Rio.
Margiela's like these, came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed a star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic. I had took a zip in the airport, I needed it. Bought a Caesar salad and I put the weed in it. Tequila and lime taste like it's seaweed in it. Porter ate a slime, I'm fin put some tea with it. Since I'm in the foreign, I keep 93 in it. Bitch, your head boring, so you get a D in it. I hopped on the Boeing, it with 3 more seats in it. Gucci flip-flops on, I just slid my feet in them. Margiela's like these, came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed a star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic.
Look, I just called Ferrari, told them build me one. 6 months for the wait, even with the ceiling gone.
Too true.
I'm still selling weight, hood rich Pablo one. Narco still lives even with Pablo gone. His and her Chanel Pharrells, ain't no other parallel. 40K to ride this wave, on it like a carousel. Cartier, Collins Ave, Ocean Drive. Ball harbor, ball harder, that'll make it open wide.
Margiela's like these, came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed a star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic. Margiela's like these, came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed a star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic.
Yo,
Back.
what's
Hey,
up?
no, you can't talk yet.
What?
What happened? Oh yeah, we're sorry that we cut you short on the song, but yo, look, we had to because the gorgeous, the amazing, the fine ass, the imperial queen of the world, the one who I want to just be looking at. The one who I've known and she been fine since I was 12.
The only reason y'all boys listen to us for real.
The only reason why
y'all
y'all
even tuning in for real.
We saw the viewership numbers before Portia
Viewership
got
dropped
here.
like hell before she got
We
here.
had 4 people listening before Portia fine ass
Shout
walked
out
up in
to y'all,
here.
man. No,
The sexy ass, gorgeous ass. Hey Portia.
Hello.
How
Thank
you
you all for
doing?
holding down that sports segment because I only have one team I'm rooting for. Go Bulls. Hey, that's
okay.
That's all I have to say. Anything sports. Go Bulls. Oh, they're not playing? Oh, it's not even their league? Okay. Okay.
Yeah, no, they're not in
baseball season? Go Bulls.
Always rooting for the Bulls. Forever.
I'm rooting for the Bulls to fucking lose, and they're not doing it
Forever
enough.
a Bulls fan.
Hey.
They're not losing enough. But all right, so now we're back. We got the full team here. Let's hop into some other shit. We're going to come right back with alt-right O.J. Simpson. Hey, look, I got to say it right now. O.J. must be stopped. If O.J. got his ass beat in jail, I'm happy. If O.J. got raped in jail, I don't give a fuck. Like, yo, O.J. Simpson has to be stopped.
All right, so let me give you some background on this.
Wait, are you going to Cap or are you going to his I Think I Did It confessional interview? Have you seen the interview?
Cap. I was talking about Cap.
Did you see the interview?
No.
Yo, so this man, O.J., is wild. He made up some figure named Charlie and said that he this is how he basically told the story. It was
Is this the interview that was on Fox? It's from years ago? Okay.
Yeah.
So there was a whole lot of background to it, and it was a very long interview, but the payoff was worth it. At the end, this man says, yeah, I pull up to the house. We had this argument. He claims that his ex-wife was having orgies in front of his children. A whole bunch of lies and shit. And then out of nowhere, and he contradicted his lie in every one of them.
Right.
And then at one point he says, if I would have did it, I took the knife from Charlie. First, this story has been around for 22 years, and don't nobody know who the fuck Charlie is.
Who's Charlie?
He made up some nigga named Charlie and said, I took the knife from Charlie. Charlie probably is his son or his alter ego. He said, I took the knife from Charlie, and I cleaned the knife of it.
And put it in the other hand.
But he said that he gave Charlie the knife because he normally keeps a knife under the seat of his car at all times, and he has one now. And then they said, why do you have a knife under the seat of your car? He said, well, there's a lot of crazies in the world, a.k.a. me.
Right.
But I can't roll around with a gun, so I got to have something. OJ did that shit.
I just can't.
He guilty as fuck.
People who didn't do a thing, people who didn't do a thing don't go around talking about if they had done a thing.
He's a little psychotic.
That's not a good strategy right there.
Steal things with their faces on it just because they
Wait. So it gets worse. So
not how this works.
This nigga OJ, he catches himself up a few times. So it's at times where he went from I would have did it to how he felt without saying I would have did it.
Yeah.
So he went from how I really felt. He did the shit. It's clear.
So here's the thing with the entire case. So for his murder trial to have been the trial of the century,
right,
and it was completely based on race relations and opinions.
Right.
He's hated
Shout out
on
to
both
Johnny
sides,
Cochran.
but he's hated on both sides.
Yeah, it's weird.
Like, it was a win.
You know what's fucking
It was
up
a win
about
for
that?
black people then, but now black people don't really like
Black
you
people
because
didn't hate
of your
OJ till
opinions.
2008.
I'm saying, but until his opinions on like Kaepernick or I'm not black, I'm OJ type shit.
Yeah.
Like he's just, I don't know. He's not our boy.
Well, this is why I say shout out to Johnny Cochran, because Johnny Cochran is the one that turned the public. Like Johnny Cochran is the one that managed to convince people that they should root for O.J. Simpson, and this is about more than just O.J. Simpson killing two people. Yeah. He's the one who decided that we're going to use this particular, third rail of politics to convince folks that they should, come out and protest for O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson didn't even have black friends after he made it. Like, this ain't his thing.
Before he made it.
Yeah.
Before he made it. I mean, it's just that this is just the epitome of the power of public opinion.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
and
so
how
wait.
you can sway the masses.
You got to control the media.
So before we move into his alt-right thoughts, this is what's really fucked up. The interviewer of the special came and said that after it was over, OJ said, I have a surprise for you. And she said she forgot.
I got to get out the
it.
room after that.
She said she forgot all about it, went to her dressing room. OJ knocks on the door, opens up the door with a knife, and makes a stabbing motion.
To the interviewer.
Yes.
Didn't she get fired, though?
I don't
fucking know.
I think she did get fired.
No, I swear it's a video of it, bro. It's a video.
That's very odd.
OJ is a wild boy. OJ did that shit.
OJ
He's
is a
guilty
wild
as
boy.
fuck. And now he wants to talk about Colin Kaepernick. Said he attacked the flag.
So,
no, bitch, he didn't.
All right, so let me just.
He's not our boy.
Let me just show you how tone deaf OJ Simpson is. So, during an interview with the Buffalo News,
The Buffalo News.
Well, he used to play for the Buffalo Bills and all that. So anyway, he does an interview with the Buffalo News, talks about a bunch of things. Donald Trump, protests in the NFL, things of that nature. Mm-hmm. And obviously, if you're going to talk about the NFL this past year, you have to discuss Colin Kaepernick and his consistent stand against police brutality by kneeling for the national anthem. So, OJ's words on Colin Kaepernick's protest, I think Colin made a mistake. I really appreciate what he was trying to say. I thought he made a bad choice in attacking the flag. Now, if you disagree with protest or protesting in that particular manner, whatever, that's your prerogative. But you cannot talk about bad choices, O.J. Simpson. That's not your lane. You just do not have that high ground anymore. Like, that's not you. Like, right? Similarly, yeah. You don't occupy that lane. Under no circumstances can you utter the words, oh, I think so-and-so made a bad choice. You are the king of bad choices, from the actual murder to writing a book about committing said murder to doing wide-ranging interviews and then ultimately going to jail for a decade plus because you wanted to steal your old merchandise. These are all horrible choices. And you got the nerve to call Colin Kaepernick out about making a quote-unquote bad choice. Maybe it's just the verbiage that bothers me, but this was a terrible, terrible decision on his part.
He's not my man's. He's not our man.
You just can't.
He's not our man. I mean,
can't do that, man. Even if you disagree with Colin, that's fine. But you can't. Bad choice, OJ.
But you shouldn't disagree with Colin based on your role in the trial of the century. Based on your role in that and being the black man who got off.
It makes so much. And
there's so many other black men who should have got off or who should have been put out.
The reason you didn't go to jail the first time is because of the sort of thing that Colin Kaepernick was protesting. If you think about it, that was your defense. That was your thing. And now you got the nerve to sit up here and tell Colin Kaepernick he made a bad choice.
I'm just curious to what the future of OJ is. Like, he's had so many chapters of his life.
I guarantee you
What's
OJ
the
has
next
a reality
chapter?
show in 6 months.
He probably has a contract signed right now.
It's going to be in 6 months. You know what? Let's move away from OJ. Let's move away from one person who...
Right, we just finished Black History Month. Yeah. Let's not even ruin it.
Let's move away from a rapper who killed his wife to a rapper who's getting killed online because of his wife. Shout out to DJ Envy. First off, shout out to DJ Envy who's at Soundbar today. If y'all want to slide over there for the party, Green with Envy.
I know. Man, shout out to franchise DJ.
Yo, how much shit is gonna go on with Envy today? You couldn't put me in there. I'd be giving him hell. We should have showed up and did a live show from there. So Envy, which one of these girls you taking home tonight? But yeah, no, shout out to Envy. Oh, well, not really, but so long story short, for you that have not been up to it.
If you've been under a rock for the past, if you're not connected to the culture this week.
Yeah, DJ Envy cheated on his wife. And when he cheated on his wife, he was made fun of by Desus and Mero. At this point, now, when Desus and Mero made their visit to the Breakfast Club this week, he immediately went off and called them dickhead and pussy, which was not the best insult you could give, if you want shock value. Tried to go in about making jokes about his wife and got up and left. And, yeah, the onslaught of hate came at him from the rest of Black Twitter.
We should also say, for those of you that aren't familiar, Desus and Mero, this is what they do. They have a show on Vice, and for the beginning of the show, they show clips of things that happen that people are discussing, and they clown for 5 to 10 minutes. Like, that's the whole premise of the show aside from the interview. So it is not surprising that DJ Envy goes on to The Real to discuss this sort of, infidelity with his wife, and they decide to discuss this on the show. So,
well, here's a question. So the piece that Envy was offended by and what he demanded an apology for was the fact that they made a joke or a one-liner saying about his wife and how like she wasn't mad at that check though, or something like that, implying that she's there for the money.
Right.
So, Jamal, as you as a married man, would you have felt...
We got to get somebody else.
Would it have been that serious to the point of, if you were in his shoes, it would have been so serious to the point where you would demand a public apology and need to address it?
I'm glad. I'm actually glad that I get to tackle this because I want to tell everybody exactly what happened.
Tell them.
I want to tell them exactly what occurred in DJ Envy's life and why he went on the radio and became Donkey of the Day. Bro.
And he's not
How you
wrong.
become Donkey of the Day on your own
I know exactly what happened. So,
break it down.
this event, Deezus and Mero do this segment or whatever on their show. DJ Envy probably didn't even see it, but his wife saw it. And when he got home, his wife said, "You gonna let these two Negroes talk about
She
me
actually
like that?"
probably said dickhead and pussy. That sounds like a very bad wife joke.
You gonna let them talk about me, your wife, the mother of your 5 kids? You gonna let them say I'm just a hyped up gold digger? A comment she's probably been hearing ever since DJ Envy got famous? Like,
even though they've been
together way before that, like that is probably something that, hits her to her core a little bit. And so came home, she got an earful, or he got an earful from her as soon as she got to the crib. DJ Envy circled that date on the calendar.
Like, I gotta call these niggas out to save my marriage. Just to show my wife I'm a man. I gotta do this.
Baby, I got you.
I got you.
I'm gonna give them niggas a business. I got you.
And I tell you what, I am not mad at Envy for doing it.
I mean, that's
your wife.
You gotta do what you gotta do.
But I'm mad at Envy's execution.
Okay.
Because if I'm Envy, this is how he should have really handled it.
Yeah.
If he wanted not to get any bars or any of that, you show up, you do whatever you said, like whatever the badass pussy and dickhead joke you gave. you check them for being disrespectful in your eyes or whatever. And then me personally, if you did that, you get the respect. You get some level of respect because I understand that I disrespected my wife, but the continuous disrespect isn't going to keep going. I get that. Cool, Envy, you did that. And then from there, you say, well, now that we got that understanding, I got that apology.
Because they apologize.
Let's shake hands. At that point, they're losing. Because you're not standing by your joke. As a comedian, you don't apologize. But at this point, they apologize. You shake their hand. Said, I'm glad that we addressed that. Let's move forth as men through this interview. Exactly. And then you get the credit for not only protecting your wife, but keeping the dignity of your job and keep going.
Wait. So I didn't see the full interview then. I saw
he got the fuck up.
I saw when they apologized and everything. And he was like, all right, cool. Don't talk about my kids. Don't talk about my family.
Yeah.
And it continued.
Yeah, so Charlamagne kind of looked like, well, that was awkward. And then just really went on to asking them things about their tour and shit. Like, non-Envy wife related shit. Mm-hmm.
And then DJ Envy
got up and stormed out. No, dog. Like, you done got your apology. Reach out, get that handshake, and keep doing it. Like, at this point, if it goes to the internet, it looks like you bitched them into apologizing.
It was kind of like he. It's kind of like he got the apology and got what he came there for and wasn't satisfied with it. It was like, I'm still upset
in my mind,
I can't sit here and participate.
I think he expected them to have them same jokes and come right back with the jokes.
Yeah, I mean the thing is,
I don't think it happened.
In many cases, the best thing you can do is just apologize for it, get it out the way, because the person, if it really doesn't bother you any, and you just kind of give it up, like, hey man, I'm sorry, won't happen again.
Exactly.
That person is still angry. So I feel like DJ Envy's kind of sitting back like, I got my apology, arms folded, like,
yeah.
So he wanted to like just end the interview with them?
I don't know if he wanted to end it, but he didn't want to be there no more for damn sure.
Yeah, I don't know what was going on.
Your girl. I mean, here's the thing. Yeah, don't joke with my kids, don't joke with my family. You get that out the way. But it's certain things that would have recalled for a bigger reaction. Like if you would have called her a bitch, a hoe, if you would have like said anything very like more disrespectful to who the core of her she is as a person, then that would have been a little more.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I'm telling you, I think that DJ Envy didn't have any issue with it initially, but if your wife got a problem with it, and she done already threatened to leave you before, you got to handle business on air, like regardless of what it does to your reputation. And then after he left, the jokes continued. That's the problem. If you're there and the jokes continue, then you can stand up for yourself, whatever. As soon as he leaves, Charlamagne's talking about beige rage. You got like, you got Desus and Mero apologizing for everything they make, obviously taking a jab at Envy. It just kind of continues because you're not there.
Because you transferred the power over to them.
Exactly, because you walked out the room. I think that this is a clear example of how to not handle a situation. I don't think you needed to handle that on air, first off.
Right.
That's the biggest thing in my opinion. Because he was even talking about how, we've known each other since we were 15, so on and so forth, and all that stuff is great. But if you are really friends with them, you would have brought it to them before air, had that discussion, and then when they actually showed up, you could just say, hey, look, we squashed this thing, they apologized to me, so on and so forth.
I can tell you why he didn't do that.
Why is that?
Because
ratings?
No, it had to be addressed on air. And I'm not
they
mad
made the joke on
because it was made on air.
I feel you.
Sure.
So I don't want to give you this fabricated, we did this off air type shit. Like you called me out and gave me bars on air, I'm coming right back at your head on air.
Okay.
Right, that makes sense. But I mean, I think it's, like you said, the wrong way to handle a situation. So basically, never let your emotions overpower your actions, people, because then you turn into beige rage.
If you get beige rage,
we gotta kill this beige rage shit because this whole
it's so offensive.
Right, I read that shit. I said that motherfucking Charlamagne.
I'm hella beige.
He's one more dermatology appointment from being right here with us, motherfucker.
No.
Hey man, look, we are friendly to the light skins here at the 3-piece.
Right,
man. To the light skins.
We are friendly to the light skins here at the 3-piece. This is all shades are welcome. But we are especially friendly to the light skins here at the 3-piece.
But can we transition? I just
course.
had one thing that, speaking of rage, I know children are enraged, parents are enraged. I'm a little hurt by it.
Mm-hmm.
But Toys R Us is closing down, guys. Did you all hear about that? You all hear about that?
You know,
who is personally affected by Toys R Us
Toys R Us
down?
was the closest thing to that toy store that Macaulay Culkin went to in what was it?
Home Alone?
Home Alone 2 in New York.
What's crazy
There
is...
was a Schwartz here. Yeah.
What's crazy
to a
is...
hood kid on the south side, Toys R Us was the bee's knees. That was the only thing you could go.
Hey, remember that Toys R Us used to be on 87th and the Dan Ryan?
Yeah, and now it's a big-ass beauty supply store.
Yeah, it used to be. It went
wigs for days.
It went from toy store to Best Buy to a wig store. And if you want to find you a nice girl for a Saturday night that you could take to a club in Harvey, you can go to that Best Buy. That beauty supply over there.
That whole mall where the infamous rainbows are.
Yeah, hey, I would.
We still need sponsors. Beauty supply store.
Hey, look, I would definitely put a head on the table with a wig on it if we get that cash in.
We just getting the most random group of sponsors.
That's cool.
Fried chicken, beauty supply store.
Shout out to the Roos.
Hey, it's set up for me to get a wife from 63rd the way we doing this show. Good Lord. I don't have any on me right now. That's why I'm drinking Jack today.
I want to.
What?
Want some?
No, thank you.
All right, cool.
Sean had a rough morning.
I did.
Sean had a rough morning, so he's drinking Jack right now. I want to, since we're talking about, potentially rocky relationships, I want to talk about Big Sean here for a second.
Okay.
Big Sean is an innocent black man.
I love Big Sean.
He's innocent.
But what did he do?
He didn't do shit.
There were some rumors earlier in the week between his girlfriend Janae Aiko. Am I saying that correctly?
Yep.
Janae Aiko.
That's right.
I believe there was some Instagram photos that were wiped away, which sparked.
So not erased, but
yeah,
they were wiped away.
They were wiped away.
She just archived them.
From
we got the archive function,
And Twitter being what it is, people started to chat about whether Big Sean had cheated on his girlfriend. We all know black men don't cheat, so
nope.
I don't know where that would have came from.
They broke up.
There was a rumor that they broke up. They were going through it, whatever. Shortly afterward, to her credit, Janae Aiko squashed all that. But this is her birthday week. And in true, I almost got broke up with fashion, Big Sean went ham for her birthday. Like, he sang to her on his Instagram story, messed around, and made this long poetic post, all of that. in honor of Janae Aiko's birthday. And so my question to y'all, have you ever been in a situation where you were going through something, there was some sort of problem, and you knew that for this particular holiday you needed to go ham? Like the dozen roses, dinner, drinks, whatever else, like jewelry, all of that.
Well, I mean, I think
because you messed up earlier.
I've been through that, but on the other side of it.
So tell me about that. How does that work? What's the threshold that you need?
I think some people just feel guilty and feel like they need to overcompensate in their actions or their words to make up for how they either truly feel or to make up for lost respect in that matter.
You know?
But it's mainly a guy thing because it's usually guys who do it.
No, I've had a girl did do it for me.
Okay, so what's a girl do in order to make up for a mistake?
It's real easy.
What's that look
real
like?
Easy.
Do some real freaky shit.
It's real easy. I was going to say, you ain't got to spend no money. We ain't got to go nowhere.
You just got to suck my dick like it's my birthday.
What?
I'm just saying, if a guy messes up, you can't just plop your dick on the table like, oh, hey, like, we going to have a good night. If you a guy and you mess up, you need to do some sweet things. You need to speak to that woman's emotions. You know what I mean? There are things that you have to do in that regard. If you a woman and you messed up and you trying to get a guy to act right or to come back, it's real simple.
Yo, no, real shit.
Real
I had a girl accuse me of something that I didn't do. And she like broke shit in my house.
Ooh.
Oh, so you gotta.
And then she found out
off.
I didn't do it.
Yeah, that cut. So she replaced it.
No, but I got revenge by throwing her stove.
He's like, oh, so she replaced it.
I threw her stove, like unplugged it out the wall, I picked it up and threw it.
Okay.
And then
Shawn the Incredible Hulk Grant.
Wait, and that was her forgiving you?
No.
Like, so it was just a.
No.
Okay, I broke that. You could break something of mine.
Oh no, I didn't tell her that.
I'm gonna break
Shawn
that.
No.
I didn't tell. She didn't say you can break this. Like, I'm sorry, break something of mine. No, I just walked in her house and did the shit.
Hey, ladies.
That just sounds so unhealthy.
Hey, ladies. Shawn can pick up stoves with a single bounce.
And I can pick them up too. But what's crazy is fuck Jake. But
my man's been doing push-ups. Look at that tight shirt. I see you, dog.
Buttons, bloop, bloop.
You want to take them off?
Now go ahead, finish your story.
You see how you can flip that real quick? No, but she flipped. Like eventually, she had like cooked me dinner, and then like
after she cooked you dinner, you broke her stove.
She put that shit back in the wall. She got the maintenance. She got the maintenance.
You throw the stove and she still cooked dinner.
She got the maintenance. She got the maintenance person to put it back in the wall.
Y'all had a hell of a night, boy.
And, she cooked dinner, and after she cooked dinner, she did like this little lap dance to like "Body Party" by Sierra. And then,
this is Mizzou.
And then like damn, you snitching.
Sorry.
You snitching.
Portia with the context clues.
Yeah, I'm just piecing it together.
Yeah, so yeah.
Portia like, so it's got to be either Emily or Susie.
I'll tell you now.
Mizzou sounds like the Grove, maybe winter, summer, spring.
I would have never and never will fuck a woman named Emily or Susie.
Say that now. Watch, you about to have Emily.
Yeah,
and with that said,
okay.
And with that said, she
I
had to wash her sheets the next morning.
I have just a logistics question. When you were picking up the stove, were you like yelling during that period of time? Was she watching you pick up the stove? 'Cause like picking up and moving a stove is a very difficult task, and I'm just trying to figure out how exactly you pulled that off,
Jamal,
while still being angry.
Jamal, in college, you and I lived in the same apartment complex,
right?
And we can definitely say that a lot of our stuff was fairly cheap in that apartment complex.
It was.
Man,
so our stove wasn't that heavy.
I'm just saying, if you in an argument,
I walked in. She was like, "Hey, babe, what's up?" Oh, like this is after she realized she fucked up. Hey, how you doing? Kissing on me and hugging on me. Shit. I just played it very cool. I never cracked a frown. I unplugged the shit out the wall, lifted it up, threw it, apologized to her roommates, and walked out the house.
She had roommates. See, we would have beat your ass.
No,
no. Like me and my roommates, if like I don't care. Like, so you tweaked on him, so and so. Me and the other one. But
this what happens. This what happens when both of her roommates know that she was wrong, and one of them is your best friend.
See,
I'm very calculated.
See, I thought when you told me you picked up the stove, I thought you were like mid argument, like, you know what, bitch, and like grabbed the stuff. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
It was very calculated later. it was very calculated.
Everything was cheap.
You ain't
in
cooking
the Grove.
nothing.
No, but everything was cheap in the Grove though. Like
Yeah, it
them
was.
chairs,
Them
chairs.
So
them beds.
moving on from our fuck shit.
Wait, hold on, wait. Before we do that, Jamal, you brought up an interesting point and it reminded me of this video I watched earlier that Charlamagne posted of Chico Bean. So you said that all men don't cheat, right? That's what you said.
Black men don't cheat.
Let me play this for y'all real quick.
Good afternoon, my brothers and sisters. It is your brother Knowledge here.
Shout out to Chico
And
Bean.
today, one of my beautiful black sisters came unto me and asked me a question that I felt not only needed to be addressed unto her, but unto all of my sisters. She said, Brother Knowledge, is there any truth to the statement that black men don't cheat? And I said, my sister, there could be no truer statement. You see, black men don't cheat because we simply do not know how. Because ever since we arrived in this country, we have been the ones being cheated. We were cheated out of our freedom. We were cheated out of our land.
Hallelujah.
We were cheated out of our ancestry. We were even cheated out of our names. So there is no way that a black man can cheat because we have spent our entire existence being cheated. So in the words of our dear brother Johnny Cochran, when it comes to the glove of being a cheater, it doesn't fit, my sister, so you must equit. To all of my beautiful black sisters, good luck on your journey finding a faithful black man because that's all that exists. May God bless you, my beautiful sisters.
And the altar is open. Shout out to Chico B.
Of that, y'all niggas still cheat.
No,
You all still cheat.
I've never cheated on a woman in my life.
I'm not gonna say that men cheat more than women, but women are just pretty damn good at it.
All right,
Well, yeah, it's a whole hell of a lot easier.
Well, speaking of the cheating ass women, let's move to this shorty in Miami who's getting her ass slapped in the back of a car.
Because her booty was
All
being
these cheating
slapped does not
assholes in
mean-
Miami.
That does not mean
That's
that
fucking
she cheated.
cheating, yo.
He didn't enter her.
Portia.
Portia.
The girl is
Portia.
twerking her ass in a car with
Dancing.
another man.
Dancing.
And she gets slapped on
She's
the
dancing.
ass. He licks her ass. She
dancing.
looks around, smiles at him, and he keeps smacking. And that's not cheating?
Sounds like fun.
You black
Oh,
women
okay.
stick the fuck
like
together.
fun. Oh,
All right,
okay.
Jamal, when I go out later and
Is it inappropriate? Yes.
no, she's cheating.
Is it disrespectful to
fucking
the
cheating.
man? Yes.
It's
but she
fucking
did not
cheating.
cheat.
She
No,
did cheat.
that's not cheating.
So if you had a
She's
man,
having a
so if you
good
had a
time
Portia.
with her
Okay, so I
girls.
got a question for you.
She's
I got a
having a
question
good
for
time
you,
with her
Portia.
girls.
Portia, if your man went to Miami and your man is smacking on another girl's ass on the video, is it not cheating?
If this is
That's
your man,
not-
look
okay,
at this picture, Portia. That's your man.
Don't do this, Portia.
Your man is in Vegas.
We're not talking about
Your
the
man
man
is in Vegas.
No.
We're
We're
not
asking
talking
though.
about the man.
No. Because this got to go two
Talking about
ways.
the
Because
girl
no,
having
it goes
fun.
two ways. Because if she getting her ass smacked, ain't cheating. Him smacking the ass ain't
And
cheating.
lick it.
Well,
He
here's the thing.
licked
Here's
her
the thing.
ass,
Here's the
Portia.
thing. But no, wait,
No.
listen. Can I explain
No.
myself? Can I
Get
explain
this
it?
bullshit out of
Listen,
here.
that is not cheating. That's worthy of you got me up, and you might not be with me when you get back. But it's not cheating.
It was cheating.
Is it
yo.
cause to break up with you? Yes.
It was cheating.
Yes, I'll break up with you off that. You
It was
really out
cheating.
here doing this in front of the
Portia.
public eye and
Portia.
disrespecting me and
Portia.
my presence.
I gotta be honest.
Portia, don't cap for this
I'm just
cheating
saying
asshole.
that's not cheat. They did not cheat.
Portia, don't
It
cap
was
for this cheating
disrespectful
asshole.
Bruh.
to your relationship.
She fucking cheated,
Bruh.
Portia.
You think she fucked him? Has sex with him?
He-
Fuck around, yes.
You don't know that.
He licked
Like-
her
like
ass
Chico
on
said,
camera, Portia.
But like Chico said,
Portia.
On camera.
Portia.
they're outside with several other people. It'd be different if he did that in a bed. If
He
they were in a
didn't lick-
bedroom and this video leaked, then yeah, they
There's
probably
there
cheated.
Portia.
are there's
Okay,
sexual
let's define
there's
cheating.
sexual
Let's define
things you
cheating.
can do
Okay, wait.
that are less intimate than this.
Let's,
Like,
let's
you mess around. You mess around and have sex.
I
and
damn near
don't
rather you
feel-
get stroked
and
and
don't-
get caught getting your ass licked on goddamn Twitter.
You mess around and
Wait,
have
listen.
sex and don't
Let's
feel as
define-
close to the
let's
person who
define-
licked
let's
your ass
define
on
cheating.
camera.
Let's define cheating.
No, I'm not
Look,
defining shit. She did
I-
shit. She guilty as fuck. Whatever they say she
This
did,
is what
she
I mean.
did
This
the
is
shit.
what I mean
Guilty
by
as
you
fuck.
guys. You
No,
men, you
no.
all just go take the slightest thing
No.
and you make it into something
No.
huge.
Look at this
No.
innocent.
You make it into something
Look
huge.
at this. Look at this
No.
poor black man. Look
No.
at him. Look at this picture.
And then wait. And then he's sending her money to go to Miami with. Get her the fuck out of here.
Exactly.
She's
and
fucking
this is what
trash.
I mean. This is what I mean by you guys. You take the smallest thing, but then you all actually go and have sexual intercourse with the woman.
I'm not going to do shit.
And then expect to just come back. And then I'm not talking about you two gentlemen, you lovely kings. I'm saying in general. Just in general, a lot of these
I just
like
wanna
ain't nothing
say-
niggas will go out and cheat, have full-on sexual intercourse. It's not taking a girl on a date. It's not like you're actually out flirting with girls, but you're really just out here sticking your penis in other girls, and you make nothing of it. But then you want to trip over a girl in Miami having a good time, and a dude just so happens to lick her.
Jamal,
on camera.
Jamal,
But
she said that we weren't talking about the man, and she just flipped this shit into a whole bashing of men.
I didn't bash any men. I'm not
pause.
bashing.
I just
I'm
want to
talking
say,
about
Jamal.
I'm talking about the cheating men.
Portia's not here no more.
The
Jamal.
cheating men. What?
Jamal, this is how I feel.
The cheating men.
This is how I feel. If Shorty was in this car and Buddy smacked her on the ass and she turned around and looked at me and said, "What the fuck are you doing?" I'm not mad at her. She looked around and saw him smacking her on the ass, enjoyed it, smirked, threw that ass again, got smacked again. Then he licked her ass and she kept throwing that ass.
She's mentally checked out of the relationship.
Exactly.
I feel like women.
Dog, look.
I feel like women discuss.
Maybe in that moment she would.
Women discuss guys mentally being out of a relationship and still carrying forward. I feel like that's a consistent complaint from women across the board, black, white, or other. But if we start talking about emotionally, mentally being checked out of a relationship, and we characterize this as anything other than cheating, then
like,
you're being inconsistent.
It's not real.
So inconsistent. It's
Portia.
like, you don't talk to me no more.
Hey,
I knew
look.
you were mentally checked out of this relationship. You went to Miami and got your ass licked on camera.
Portia, look,
So
come on, man.
Wait, so if it didn't happen on camera, did she know the camera was there?
Yes.
clearly she
If
turned
it-
around and see
You
the
haven't
man
seen the
doing
video,
the
huh?
selfie
Not
cam.
You haven't seen the
completely.
video?
I saw this picture.
Let me show you.
Oh no, you got to see the
I saw the
video.
We're going to show you the
If
video.
you see the
Okay,
video
I'll
and
see
you
the
keep the
picture,
same
the video,
energy,
and I'll
you
judge
ain't
it.
shit, and I feel bad for your husband.
All right, so I think we might have to go on break, and I'm gonna check out this video,
We're gonna
and
go on
I'll
break.
give you my
We're gonna
verdict.
get some music.
Yeah.
Portia's gonna decide if she really not shit or not. and we'll be back.
I'm the shit. What do you mean?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but stay tuned. This mouth.
So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. I could fix you. So I hit it like woo 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 woo. You know how the kids do. Woo, woo. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley alley you when I'm in my truth. When I'm in my truth, pull up in that like woo. Got my head in buns. Bitch, I think I'm cute. Roll another one. Fly me to the moon. Toby Lou with the truth. Yeah, my love, my truth. You can't fuck with my truth. So what the fuck you gon' do? I won't go easy on you. I might, wait, hold up, I need a boost. I might go easy on you. Turn up on TV on you. Little bit. So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. So I hit it like woo 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 woo. You know how the kids do. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley alley you when I'm in my truth. When I'm in my truth, pull up in that like woo. Yeah. I dress so casual. I think I'm magical. I'm black and I'm beautiful. I just went natural. Yo, bitch think I'm beautiful. I look like Rudy Huxtable. They be like, who the fuck are you? Toby Lou with the truth. Toby Lou got the juice. My baby got a gun. Cause where I'm from, they gon' shoot. Let's pour up all the problems. Let's crush up all the issues. And hit that bill like. Hit that bill like. Little bit, little woo, woo. Woo, woo. Woo, woo. Oh. Trying out new strains with the true gang, sure, military. They be like, Shmeezy, man, I never see you, man, unless you're shutting down my city. I don't get involved with y'all out the blouse, and I don't give a fuck who fucking college. In the wrist with the dish, I feel like Kyrie. Team first, nigga, that's the top of the key. I come from the Midwest, I don't fuck with no mid-pack. My engine need that good gas. I'm on the road, gotta roll like 4 class. I just moonwalking. Gucci goggles, 3D, ass like water on grease. Hot shit popping for me. So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. So I hit it like woo 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 woo. You know how the kids do. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley when I'm in my truth. When I'm in my truth, pull up in that like woo. Believing in myself. You don't know how good that shit feels. What is you doing? I'm fucking up the economy, doing numbers like the lottery. All you ever did was doubted me, and now you can't get a hold of me. I don't even let you follow me. Bears on me like it's Halloween. Baby, please don't bother me. I'm in such a good creative space. I might even take a pottery. I'm in Australia like a wallaby.
And we're about to finish this conversation.
Portia has now seen the video.
I saw the video.
I want to give you an opportunity to amend any statement that you may have, if you feel necessary. Me and Shawn have clearly defined where we stand on this. I'm not talking on this anymore. So I'm curious if you have anything, if you feel any differently after watching the video.
I think that the video was disrespectful
to
our relationship, but I do not define that as cheating.
What exactly would he have had to do for it to be defined as cheating?
I mean,
actually lick her ass crack? What's the fuck?
Mad because she got caught on video, but if the video wasn't there,
it's still cheating. But it's still cheating.
I mean, cheating is when you are physically or emotionally engaged with another person.
As I said,
what's not physical about that?
As I said off camera, that's pretty damn physical.
He did not put anything in her.
You don't know that.
You don't either.
That's cool.
I mean, here's the thing.
So that's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing.
She was dancing, and all her friends were saying like, "Yes."
Can I ask you? Can we end on this one real question, real quick?
Yeah.
Portia.
Go ahead.
Let's flip it. Mm-hmm. If your man was smacking ass and licking ass in Miami, how
on vacation,
I would feel like you disrespectful as hell.
And what would you do?
Have issues. You have issues. I might break up with you.
Okay, that's all that matters.
I wouldn't qualify that as cheating.
That's all that matters.
But I wouldn't qualify that.
That's cool. That's all that matters.
I don't know, man. I just am of the opinion that
of a married man.
Portia's she probably did do it, but that wasn't on camera.
I've never cheated on anybody I was with in my life.
I can agree. The optics of this make it particularly bad. It's a very short video, as opposed to, you go home with somebody and y'all bone or whatever. That said, you have to consider those things, man. Like, cheating is a spectrum, right? Like the cheating is worse if it's your ex or whatever. The cheating can be worse if it's your girl's sister. Like cheating has levels.
Yeah.
So, yeah, maybe if this guy smacked your ass in Miami or whatever, it's not as big of a deal. But if this guy smacked your ass on camera, licked your ass, recorded it, and then it goes viral on Black Twitter, that makes it worse.
Yeah, it's nothing
it's
good about the situation, but I think that where she went wrong is that she DM'd him. So for one, if you're ever going to do anything, do not directly put yourself in there, or do not draw a direct connection to you. Because yes, then this dude goes on and screenshots it and posts it. We're in screenshotted culture, and no one's safe. So she should have just had her homegirl or somebody message him like, yo, can you take this down? And not even put any of that's me. Please don't. No, because now you're...
I'd have treated her dumb ass too. Like what does it matter to you? These ain't your cheeks.
Now it's backtracking. But she put herself in a bad situation.
These ain't your cheeks.
Side note, shout out to the dude. His name is Casanova on Twitter. And he actually made the screenshot of this incident his profile picture. So shout out to my man.
He's my hero.
No.
Keep setting these hoes out and showing who they really are.
That is actually his Twitter profile photo right there.
I don't think I would call her a hoe. She didn't cheat.
She cheated.
I would call her a hoe.
I'm not calling her a hoe.
That was hoe at
Jace.
Jace.
Literally down in Miami on spring break having a good time with her friends and her homegirls, hyping her up. And then this little trifling dude, this little trifling nigga goes and licks her booty. She didn't ask
Portia.
She didn't ask to be recorded.
Portia, she didn't stop it though.
That's the issue. I will no further comment on that.
Well, from away from that deadbeat bitch. It's Snapchat dead. Fuck her.
We're bowing out of this topic.
It's Snapchat dead, y'all.
No,
Snapchat's dead.
I haven't seen the commercial that everyone or the ad that everyone is complaining about.
Snapchat dead as fuck. It literally says, "Would you punch Chris Brown or slap Rihanna?"
That's what it was.
It was a game. It was a game.
As a game.
It was a game that Snapchat has, an online game where it's basically a would you rather game that they have on the platform. And one of the things that came up, I'm sure it's a plethora of things, but one of the things that came up that people, obviously told Rihanna about was, would you punch Chris Brown or slap Rihanna? And now Snapchat has lost $800 million. $800 million. And this is their second one in a row.
She went in on
Here it is, PK, so you can see it. And this is their second one in a row after they done got the shaft from Kylie Jenner. So Snapchat, the first thing that fucked up Snapchat was when they switched it to this little weird, confusing shit. And that didn't help it. It then fucked over probably two of the most influential women in the world.
Yeah, I mean, and
Snapchat is done.
Especially with the Me Too movement, this was just not a smart branding or marketing move for Snapchat because
Chris Brown could get mad at
domestic violence.
Like even with that, still Chris Brown could get mad at it because not only that could be domestic violence against a man, but it's also bringing up stuff from his past that he's trying to get past.
That's the only reason they put it be different. It was not like they said, "Would you slap Rihanna or punch Beyonce?" Like no.
But even if you slap Rihanna, it's still bad because Rihanna got slapped.
There's no good way about it, but especially because they are in the same. They have a previous situation.
Yeah. So Rihanna responded. Rihanna responded on her IG story, notably, and said, "I'd love to call it ignorance, but I know you ain't that dumb. You spent money to animate something that would intentionally bring shame to domestic violence victims and make a joke out of it. This isn't about my personal feelings because I don't have much of them, but all the women, children, and men that have been victims of domestic violence in the past, and especially the ones who haven't made it out yet, you let us down. Shame on you. Throw the whole appology away." So, I mean,
their stock went down by 5%, which is equivalent to somewhere between, I guess, 800 million and 1 billion.
The thing is that I think Snapchat is in a very difficult position because obviously, as soon as to Snapchat's credit, they came up with a great idea and then had it stolen by several different people, including Instagram. And because Instagram is, I think, a bigger app, has a bigger backing, that being Facebook, they're already in a precarious position. So you can't have these public relations nightmares and scandals with Rihanna. Like, I mean, the people who you want to back your product, you can't have that at this time because IG is already on a path to wipe y'all out the map.
Rihanna has 61 million followers.
Yeah.
61 million. So within however long that video was, she has the power to drop the stakes in your business. And like you said, Snapchat, they are at a how do I put it, disadvantage compared to Instagram, because Instagram, if you're looking at your story, the apps are sort of just embedded in there. That's where they're getting their money. That's where they're getting their checks.
Fuck
But
Snapchat.
on Snapchat, you have to like swipe to a whole nother page to get the ads, and nobody goes there.
Right.
So they're already at a disadvantage when it comes to advertisements and money, and their pockets aren't as deep as Instagram. And when Instagram put the stories up, kind of pulled it away. Although Instagram could get some better filters.
Fuck Snapchat.
Snapchat is
wins
still
with the filters. But what I do sometimes, I don't post to Snap that much. I'll go there for the filters, save it, drop it on Instagram.
I have heard this.
Because black's going to black. All right, so while we were talking about Chris Brown getting punched, Chris Brown popped up next to Lil Dicky in a new video for Freaky Friday.
Yeah.
The song is called Freaky Friday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it kind of just like flips the
Lindsay Lohan.
the Lindsay Lohan movie into where Little Dicky wakes up as Chris Brown and Chris Brown wakes up as Little Dicky.
That's kind of fun.
What's kind of funny about it
fun.
is Little Dicky wakes up and be like, "Oh shit, I'm Chris Brown. I can dance now." And like, and then like he doing a whole bunch of shit, and he's like, "I can say nigga, fuck you, nigga, 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 nigga."
Right, that's the song, but it's so creative. I think that was a great.
But then people found problems with Chris Brown saying nigga as Little Dicky. And I think there's other things in the world we need to be concerned about.
But the thing is, Chris Brown as Lil Dicky, but it was Chris Brown singing Chris Brown.
But in turn, Little Dicky's conscience said nigga, nigga, nigga.
Can I say nigga? Nigga, nigga. But you can't be too mad because it was Chris Brown singing Chris Brown.
I'm not mad at all.
It'd be different if they had Little Dicky waking up trying to still say nigga, nigga, nigga.
Look, I'm not mad at all.
So
no, he's not. I love Lil Dicky.
Here's what's funny about this.
You know what this stands for? I don't know if you all know.
What, Dicky?
Yeah, no, this is his little move. Like his little hand symbol. Yeah, I asked him, what is that? He was like, small, soft penis.
Okay, enough about dicks.
Good to know. So what's funny about this, and I don't know if anybody remembers this, there was a movie that Chris Rock was in a long time ago where he switched places with an old white guy.
Down to Earth.
Yeah,
great movie, right?
It was amazing.
I don't think I can disagree. I disagree with that. But
That it was a good movie?
I mean, I just feel like they didn't show enough of the white guy. Most of the movie was Chris Rock.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
So
that's just my one thing.
either way, they have this movie. They have this movie where he switches places with a billionaire white guy, and he's kind of living his life being a black man in this older white guy's body. And obviously, they did the exact same joke that is done in this Freaky Friday video, where the older white man is in like some chicken joint. And somebody rides by listening to DMX.
Niggas wanna die. Yeah. Niggas wanna die.
Exactly. So they flash over to the white guy who's in the white actor, and he's doing this song or whatever. But people didn't have a problem with it. I mean, mind you, this is before Black Twitter, so maybe if it came out today, it would have been an issue.
Like,
but it's
wild saying, "Why do you want to die?"
It's wild to me that people like
Chris Rock.
How can you get upset? Like, if you don't get upset about one, you can't get upset about the other. It's like, okay, hypothetically, this is Lil Dicky saying nigga on camera as Chris Brown. But hypothetically, that was an actual white guy saying nigga in this movie. So it's a similar sort of paradox, but I feel like people didn't get upset about it at the time because hypothetically, it was a black guy in that case. So it's just really weird, the politics of this. When you start switching bodies with folks, it becomes a little more difficult to kind of narrow it down.
Nigga.
Either way.
Nigga. That shit was cracking.
Either way, shout out to Lil Dicky for having a creative music video. I feel like creative music videos are struggling. Shout out to both of them.
So before we hop into some other shit, I have a question for you guys.
Uh-oh. I got to tell you, when you set things up like that, I'm always a little concerned.
No, it's not even that bad. It's just real simple. Did y'all get y'all Beyonce and Jay-Z tickets?
Yes.
You did, for real?
I did.
Oh, Keisha got you, huh?
The thing is, we missed. No. We missed the last tour, the Formation tour.
Okay.
And I almost bought tickets to that thing. I was very close and didn't because we hadn't heard the album. We didn't know if, like based on Formation, Keisha wasn't extraordinarily excited. So it was like, okay, we'll see. Then the album comes out. It's the best thing she ever heard and all. And we needed them tickets and didn't have them.
Fair enough.
So I was like, this year, I'm a bet on Black. Like, I feel like she's gonna release a song that's gonna be
album's
great.
coming.
Release an album that's gonna be great, and we're just gonna bet that it's good. Period.
Yeah, it's her and Hov. They're finishing the trilogy. They really just set us all up. Did it cost you a lot?
It wasn't that bad because I have a City card. Shout out to City.
Oh, I got a City card too. Look at you, balling ass nigga.
It's not. They have an early.
Hey y'all.
They had an early pre-sale.
Hey y'all, my name is Jamal and I got a City card. Unlike the rest of you broke niggas, my limit is 20 grand.
It's just a credit card, man.
My limit is 20 grand.
It ain't that.
So of course I went and bought the VIP tickets
that.
for my wife, and the rest of y'all can just suck my dick. With that said, we're gonna go to a quick break. Is that right, Jake? We're gonna go to a quick break. And we'll be back by Will. It may be a 2-piece again because I got to kind of dip out early today. Yeah, the wing is going to be gone, but it's going to be thighs and legs here. She have a real strong-ass lower body. With that said, we'll be right back. It's a 3-piece on Mild Sauce Radio. Yeah, Miami wild. So she ain't cheating too, huh? Is she cheating, Portia?
Yes, that's cheating. That is cheating.
Y'all have a good day.
I'm trying to make a good first impression. I said, ooh, thank the Lord, cause I swear they blessed you. And I just seen you from the back. I'm trying to see where you headed. All these bitches headed to the disco. Hey, all these bitches headed to the disco. All these bitches headed to the disco. Hey, all these bitches headed to the disco. About to hit the disco for a little change of tempo. I pull up in a limo, you can smell the smoke out the window. Don't try to run no game up on me, girl, I'm not no Nintendo. I swear they playing limbo, bending backwards, I'm influential. I said these bitches, yeah, them bitches trying to kick it with gang. And if she acting right, we'll probably give them passes backstage. And she trying to go and take pictures and drag up on Instagram and try going bright to her friends. Well, I got a little change of plans. All these bitches headed to the disco. Hey, all these bitches headed to the disco. Hey, all these bitches headed to the disco. All these bitches headed to the disco. I said these bitches at the disco with their life and their purse, and they rock the tiniest skirts. I hope it was worth every meal. And now they feet hurt from their heels, girl. You go try and get drunk and go ahead and try you some drugs at the disco. Find you some fun. I need a sneaking geek, freaking sheets, underworld queen, and we going out, me and her. We come back, her and me. I'm at the disco where you see all of your wildest dreams, and we do the wildest things, and we'll keep it a little secret.
Hey, lady, oh my God. Yeah, we love women, yeah. See, y'all rule the world, pussy, rule the world, yeah, both is fine, yeah. See, you ain't gotta stand in line, yeah, if you know where you headed, yeah. Okay, so, can I, break it down one more time?
All these bitches headed to the disco. Hey, 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 shut up. What's up with you? What you and your friends on?
Nah, we leaving this weak ass club.
Yeah, for real.
I recommend you not to go.
Damn, we supposed to have bottles and shit, but like my homie left his ID, but where y'all going to?
Nah, we going to this poppin' ass disco.
Mild sauce, baby. I don't know. That's mild sauce.
So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. So I hit it like woo, 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 woo. Woo, woo. You know how the kids do. Woo, woo. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley-oop when I'm in my truck. When I'm in my truck. Pull up in that like woo. Got my hair in buns. Bitch, I think I'm cute. Roll another one. Fly me to the moon. Toby Lou with the truth. Yeah, my love, my truth. You can't fuck with my truth. So what the fuck you gon' do? I won't go easy on you. I might, wait, hold up, I need a boost. I might go easy on you. Turn up on TV on you. Little bit. So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. So I hit it like woo, 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 woo. You know how the kids do. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley-oop when I'm in my truth. When I'm in my truth, pull up in that like woo. Yeah. I just so casual. I think I'm magical. I'm black and I'm beautiful. I just went natural. Yo, bitch think I'm beautiful. I look like Rudy Huxtable. They be like, who the fuck are you? Toby Lou with the truth. Toby Lou got the juice. My baby got a gun. Cause where I'm from, they gon' shoot. Let's pour up all the problems. Let's crush up all the issues. And hit that bill like. Little bit. Woo, woo.
Oh, trying out new strings with the true gang, zero military. They be like, Shmeezy, man, I never see you, man, unless you're shutting down my city. I don't get involved with y'all out the blouse, and I don't give a fuck who fucking college. In the wrist with the dish, I feel like Kyrie. Team first, nigga, that's the top of the key. I come from the Midwest, I don't fuck with no mid-pack. My engine need that good gas. I'm on the road, gotta roll like 4 class. I just moonwalking. Gucci goggles, 3D, ass like water on grease. Hot shit popping for me.
So I had a little bit of the issues. The blunt kept saying I could fix you. So I hit it like woo, 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 woo. You know how the kids do. When I'm in my truth, turn up on you when I'm in my truth. Yeah. Alley-oop when I'm in my truth. When I'm in my truth, pull up in that like woo.
Margielas like these came with no strings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed a star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic. I had took a zip in the airport, I needed it. Bought a Caesar salad and I put the weed in it. Tequila and lime tastes like it's seaweed in it. Portia ate a slime, I'm finna put some tea with it. Since I'm in the foreign, I keep 93 in it. Bitch, your head boring, so you get a D in it. I hopped on the Boeing, it with 3 more seats in it. Gucci flip-flops on, I just slip my feet in them. Margielas like these came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed the star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic.
Look, I just called Ferrari, told them build me one. 6 months for the wait, even with the ceiling gone.
So true.
When you
Gold still lives even with Pablo gone. His and her Chanel Pharrells, ain't no other parallel. 40K to ride this wave, on it like a carousel. Cartier, Collins Ave, Ocean Drive. Push. Ball harbor, ball harder, that'll make it open wide.
Margielas like these came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed the star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't panic. Margielas like these came with no shoestrings in them. My car don't like keys, that bitch pushed the star in it. I bought some ball mains and I put some G's in it. Went to the ball game and I got floor seats, didn't I? I took 20,000 and went to Miami. Went to Club Live and it came in handy. $100 bill, you dig what I'm stamming. Yo, I got the AK outside, so don't.
I'm dying to see you, I wanna see you right now. It's been a year now, I shed a tear down. My face dripping, drown my feelings. Into this long text, I wonder what is next. Will I catch real feelings for you? How could this be pointless? I should have avoided this, but what if this is real? I'm on the line right now. These are time right now. It's a different world. I'm dying to see you, I wanna see you right now. It's been a year now, I shed a tear down. My face dripping, drown my feelings. Into this long text, I wonder what is next. Will I catch real feelings for you? How could this be pointless? I should have avoided this, but what if this is real? Don't care what nobody say. 1,000 miles in the way. You pick the time and the day. I got it. You knew it right from the start. Computer love is not smart. Don't lose it, don't break my heart. Don't break my heart. When will I meet you? I'm dying to see you. I wanna see you right now. It's been a year now, I shed a tear down. My face dripping, drown my feelings. Into this long text, I wonder what is next. Will I catch real feelings for you? How could this be pointless? I should have avoided this, but what if this is real?
Hello Raven, I hope you get this message. I hope to see you soon. It's really cold down here in London, so we've been talking for about 3 years now, and I really want to see you soon. I hope your tour comes soon.
Am I going? Yeah, you are. Oh, okay. What's up, y'all? Welcome back. We are the three-piece with our first side, Jay.
Hey.
So this is the guy who's behind the camera who's making all of the magic happen.
I was going to say, thank God for Jake, really. Jake is here before all of us every week. and always gets things taken care of. I've seen my man's run to the store when some stuff is broken. We only had 2 mics to start with, and Jake has consistently upgraded us every week.
He's our top producer. He slips us notes when we're dragging.
And by top, I mean only.
Hey, man, shit, I'm going to come on the show more often.
So we wanted to discuss a story that is invoking some strong feelings from the thigh of the group and Jake. I don't know, which piece would you like to inhabit, sir? You got a favorite?
I mean, I have a favorite, but I feel like you guys took everything.
I mean, what's your favorite?
I would have to be the flat at this point, wouldn't I? Because then he went the
what?
The flat.
I have no idea what the flat is. The wing?
Because if he's the wing, like I'm like he can only be 1/2 the wing.
The flat of the wing?
Yeah.
No, you can't be the flat of the wing. Nobody eats the flat.
That's
of the wing.
actually hilarious. Hey, I do.
It's kind of appropriate.
Actually.
No one ever sees me on the show either, so.
That's fair. So, all right. Apparently, apparently on a United Airlines flight, a unfortunate event occurred on a flight from Houston to New York. Very long flight. A 10-month-old French bulldog died while stowed in the overhead compartment of a flight from Houston to New York. Right. Upon hearing this news, Portia broke out crying.
I did not.
She was hurt.
Here's the thing.
And Jake's response was, "Fuck that dog."
Yeah, let's talk about this for a moment. I've had some practice for this conversation.
We have some things.
Wait. Before we get into the deep real, which Jake is about to bring, I just want to say that entire situation was really messed up. And if it were me, my dog is I'm never going to let you put my dog in an overhead bin. We would have been fighting on the United airplane. I wouldn't have been here right now. I probably would have been locked up somewhere if you think you're going to put my dog up there. And apparently the issue was a language barrier. The worker didn't speak very good English, so the woman was telling her there's a dog in there, and the woman didn't understand, so she proceeded to put the dog up there. So then I do also fault the parent of that pup.
Yeah, like you didn't check on the dog for 3 hours?
Right. Like you think I wasn't going to stand up, like, at least after lift off, and go get my dog?
Yeah. Yeah, or just check on it, make sure it's breathing. You know?
We don't.
Right.
So
okay,
you don't
I'll say this.
You don't have to come and take it out and play with it, but
we'll leave that alone. Put it under the seat or something.
I'll say this. We don't know where the dog was put. I mean, if it was an overhead bin.
No, he said overhead.
No. I know it was an overhead bin, but I'm saying we don't know where on the plane like if the flight attendant took the dog and didn't tell the person that they were putting the dog in the overhead bin, then the person might not have known to check. Is all I'm saying.
No, they knew. Like from everything I read, it seemed like they knew that it was like in the overhead bin. But my thing is that
false. But Jake, damn it, Jake.
Freudian slip, man. I know it's hard to.
Jake is about to give us some real perspective.
I mean, it's not even a real perspective. It's just the fact that like the fact that that happened Wednesday or Tuesday, and it's Saturday. And there's already legislation going in for dogs to never be put in overhead bins again.
The Department of Transportation is looking into the circumstances surrounding the recent death of a pet on board a United Airlines flight and is in contact with the U.S. Department of Agriculture.
To be fair, there's probably only like 6 people working in both those departments right now in Washington.
Totally fair.
But those 6 people have made it a priority to keep these dogs safe. And like we just had how many kids walk out across the country this week, high school kids against for gun control, and we still don't have like anything with that. So not to be the wet blanket on the topic, but yo, man, like I appreciate dogs. They're great. I think they're treated like humans a little bit too much these days.
Also true.
Yeah, but personally, I would rather see like us not having like high school students gunned down if like we were sacrificing a dog like every few months.
I mean, not even just shooting in schools, but just shootings. Period.
Yeah,
like,
definitely. You're
way
right.
Too accessible.
Well, and that was the interesting part about like I wrote for Mild Sauce. Shameless plug, real quick.
Go ahead, no.
But a story I wrote about watching the high school kids downtown walk around was that I thought for high school kids in Chicago, and there's a story that Vice did about high school kids in Miami as well. Kids from the inner city who, school shootings suck, but also like guns suck generally. Like their friends have been killed. Like this is a bigger topic to them than just like these, white kids in Florida, Parkland, get shot by a gunman.
More kids have been killed in Chicago this year than the number of kids who were killed in that shooting.
Exactly right. So it takes on it takes on a bigger issue, and then when especially like a point I kind of thought of while thinking through this was like, we have the hardest gun legislation in the whole country. Chicago has very, very stringent. It's been taken up with the
Illinois in general,
but especially Chicago. Like Chicago got taken up with the Constitution, or like they had a constitutional rights where they had to put them like gun stores on the edge of the county and stuff.
Yes. So one of the issues, one of the reasons
you're the
for
expert
that.
on this. So let's defer over to Jamal over here. Blue check.
I just want to say I'm not. This isn't by like area, but I want to. I guess I should say that
you are. Yeah, come on, man. This is like everything.
Everything you speak.
All I was gonna say is that one of the reasons that, or at least one of the things that people who are fighting for gun control like to point out is the fact that many of the states surrounding Illinois don't have strong gun control.
Well, that was
so a lot of the guns that make their way into the state and the city don't necessarily come from Chicago, because you have it's not just gun legislation in your state, it's gun legislation in the surrounding states, especially when you have a city where you can get to Indiana in an hour. So that's sort of one of the reasons why there are so many guns in this state, while also having such strong gun control.
Oh, and that's exactly where I was going with that too, because I thought, the realization I made when, sometimes when you're working on a piece, you start off with a premise and it becomes something else as you're like doing it.
Right.
And, at first I was just writing a piece about like how cool it was to see these kids walking out of school and everything. And like, I wasn't an activist when I was a sophomore in high school. That wasn't the thing. But I thought that it was interesting when you look at it. It's like, these kids in Chicago are about it. The government in Chicago is about it. Everybody's on the same page here as far as gun control is concerned. We don't need more guns in Chicago, that's for sure. But because Northwest Indiana, DuPage County, and all these other places decided it's not a big important topic for them, it's keeping guns in the city. And I think it just goes to show that at the end of the day, if everyone doesn't work together on it, one county, one city, one town selling guns the wrong way can like ruin it for everybody.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I want to
here in trunks under the seat. Some people might get on the bus with it just to make it back to Chicago.
Yeah.
You have the ones that are just illegally transported and everything. Chicago's probably one of the only major cities where they actively say on the radio, put the guns down.
Yeah, true.
During every break.
True. Before and after.
You don't even think about that. Like it's one of those things where like everyone in Chicago greets each other and says bye with be safe, stay safe.
Yeah.
And that's you get used to that here.
That's true. That's true.
Like, well, shoot, I hope so.
Yeah.
If I could transition back to the dogs really quickly. Senator John Kennedy of Louisiana.
Which is that's a mindfuck, isn't it? John Kennedy of Louisiana?
Yeah, no. Introduced legislation called Welfare of Our Furry Friends Act.
Like he had time to get an acronym together,
dogs,
bro.
Boy. All y'all. Y'all love y'all dogs.
Very interesting.
He got a whole acronym together.
Wolf. Welfare of Our Furry Friends Act.
We have no gun control.
Jesus.
They have an acronym in a
y'all
week.
Y'all love y'all dogs, boy.
I saw an interesting contradiction a while back where there was this woman on the corner and she had her kid on a leash. So that immediately caught my attention. Like,
Yeah,
you're the type
as
of
it would.
Kid, you gotta put on a leash.
I just want to say, all y'all parents to put y'all kids on leashes. We ain't doing nothing but laughing at y'all. We ain't doing nothing but laughing at y'all.
Right.
Y'all look ridiculous.
Wow, like a wild one. But the kid was on a leash, and then she had a stroller. So I'm like, oh, she must have a baby. Maybe her hands are full. No, there was a dog.
Dog in that stroller?
There was a dog in the stroller. So I'm saying, so you're strolling the dog, walking the kid.
Whoa, wait, what?
Strolling the dog,
walking the kid.
That's bizarre.
I'm like, that's a little off.
It was
I
awful.
think a dog would want to walk.
Yes.
To pee.
Yes.
We know, like in the state of Illinois, you can't like if somebody decides that they have their dog is a emotional support dog and shit, they can just say this. And from working in the service industry and stuff, if someone walks in with like a dog and they're fully capable, like a fully capable human being, but they just have this dog sitting in their lap while like at a restaurant, you can't say shit to them, or else they can sue you. If you walked up to them and like, hey, what's your issue that you need this dog for? Boom, you get a lawsuit.
Man,
it's like really serious.
Is that under like discrimination law? I'm assuming
it's a loophole that all like the dog people. Admittedly, my sister uses it. My sister uses it as well. So I'm like,
she's a dog.
I'm affiliated to this.
So you walk to the restaurant and just say like, my dog is here for
they
emotional distress.
I think they, as the way I understood it, they can't say anything. and then if they do say something to you, you just have to be like, it's my emotional support
You
dog. But if you
can
go beyond
sue
that, I
them.
think it's like you're getting to like you might get sued for some crazy shit territory.
Good to know.
Man,
Good
in
to know.
LA, the dogs are everywhere. They're in the mall.
Yes.
They're in stores. And I'm just wondering,
Yes,
what happens if your dog
yes.
pees on something?
Right, I know. But they don't think about these things.
Hey, I'll say this. I'll give dog owners this. They've gotten a lot more liberal with the picking up after their dogs. Like, dogs be taking shits in the grass, and people still like come by with them little bags and pick it up and tie it up and throw it away. So shout out to them. I mean, I feel like back in the
that's how you
day,
get rats, bro.
if your dog, went to the bathroom somewhere where people don't walk, it was fine. You could leave it there. That's not the case anymore, and they have fully adjusted to this.
You know what does suck though is that every time like a neighborhood's about to be like gentrified, I always notice the first thing they do is they tear out the basketball courts and they put in dog parks.
Yes, absolutely.
There's no more basketball courts left in Wicker Park.
Yeah. I was gonna say because we will find a basketball court quickly.
Make one.
It is.
Knock the bottom out.
I'm saying though, like if you walk around, you see like all these like very peculiarly square dog parks. And it's like this looks like it used to
Looks
be.
an awful lot like a basketball court.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to everybody celebrating St. Patty's Day.
They're going
Jake
crazy on the corner.
Jake told us off camera that just because he is white and out on St. Patty's Day, do not think he is drunk, please.
Not yet. At
Give
least.
him
I
a
walked down.
chance.
I walked down at 10 o'clock in the morning. That's what I was saying. I walked down at 10 in the morning.
It was buzzing. I was surprised to find a park.
I was gonna say to get like just some water from the 7-Eleven, and I don't know if I just look a little scrappy on a Saturday, but I like got some water, and the lady was asking like, "Oh, what are you doing? Drinking?
Partying?"
I was like, "Nah,
No,
working."
actually.
she
No,
was
I'm
like,
not.
she was like, sure. And, like she was looking at me like I was lying out of my ass. But,
It's like,
down
please.
down the street at Emmett's, it is going crazy
Yeah,
already.
please ask before you tell them that they drunk, if you can. It's that would be for the best.
I'm like, what? Just because it's today?
Yeah. So shout out to everybody enjoying St. Patty's. Y'all got plans or no?
I'm working today. So I've got work
PK always on the
I
grind.
know people definitely about to be at this DJ Envy party.
Yes.
I still can't, like, how did we not ambush that on a live? We should have done a live ambush show on DJ Envy today.
Man,
you thought Jesus and Mira was
DJ
tough.
DJ Envy having a hard week. I ain't ambushing that man. That could go real
Yeah, you
south.
might, you're like
south.
a dog in a corner type thing. Like.
Yeah.
But even bouncing back to that, if anything, he boosted the ratings.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, yeah,
Boosted their
it's all a show. Definitely.
I was gonna say, man, it helps all of them. Like, I want to say the day that happened, DJ Envy, Jesus and Mero were all trending on Twitter. Like, all separately were trending on Twitter. So it's kind of
There's
like
people who
hey,
never heard about
you
Jesus
went on
and
there and got
Mero.
it done.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you went there to do. Like,
It didn't hurt the. I don't think it hurt the the Breakfast Club just because.
Yeah,
like,
no.
Envy got if
No.
like Charlemagne got taken down, that'd be a big deal. But like Charlemagne did get taken down.
Charlamagne's not gonna run out.
I was gonna say the thing is people still listen because Charlemagne had that whole back and forth with Monique, and it ain't like they following fell or anything. That's what people tune in for. The normal interviews that don't go off the rails are the ones that don't get looked at. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Those
yeah.
are the ones that you might mess around and miss. Everybody went and found that Monique.
I mean, what's like
interview.
the most famous? What's like the respect on my name shit?
Yeah,
you know what
I feel
mean?
like Birdman.
That was at the time.
And then
like,
when what's his name? Check Charlemagne. That's the other one I think. God dog, dude from
I remember the scenario, but I can't think of the face.
I can't think of his name.
I can't see the face.
Either way, this is
No.
kind of what they do. So I'm
Yeah.
not necessarily surprised.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna. Steve Bright's show comes on after this, and usually brings a couple handfuls of beers. So I'm sure
Jake is gonna
I
keep
will
drinking.
fit the profile soon enough today. But we got a few more shows to get through.
Jake
before
is
I can
gonna
hit
keep
that,
drinking.
Hit that step.
All right, guys. Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been the 3-piece on Mild Sauce Radio. My name is Jamal.
I'm Portia King.
And I'm Jake Craig.
We got Jake filling in.
Right,
Jake
and shout out
filling
to Deshaun, our other third piece.
Yeah, they have
the
to win.
show.
But
Yeah, so
tune
come
in
back and
next
check us out next week, guys.
Yep, 11:30. I will be here at 11:30 next week.
She gonna be here on time next week.
Yes, I will. And enjoy the sunny day. And all y'all out there, be safe.
Happy St. Patty's Day, man.
Right. Don't do anything that Jake wouldn't.
I would.
Maybe.
All right, it's kind of hot.
I told you I would fucking be there. Here reporting live in the Hollywood Hills, we have some serious trouble. Police are everywhere, there's helicopters everywhere. Someone is running through the hills.
Oh, shit.
Wait, hold up, I just woke up in a bigger state. Hold up, I think I'm a probably try to rape. Hold up, 12 naked women getting strange. Hold up, police knocking at the door, so wait. Hold up, I just woke up in a bigger state. Hold up, I think I'm a probably try to rape. Hold up, 12 naked women getting strange. Hold up, police knocking at the door, so wait.
Hold up. Testing, let's get straight. Hold up, I am not
Let's take a look over here. Come over here.
Hold up, this shit really happened yesterday. Hold up, let me get a minute to explain. Hold up, I was in the hills with some babes. Hold up, you know I don't like exaggerating. Hold up, I was really lit.
We don't know where he was, but he was running out here.
Women by the pool, they naked. Hold up. Rockstar lifestyle, I might never make it. Hold up, Bentley coupe, I might hop in and race it. Hold up, can't slow down, I'm on the interstate. Hold up, police get behind us, I'm like, wait.
Hold up, I just woke up in a bigger state. Hold up, I think I'm a probably try to rape. Hold up, 12 naked women getting strange. Hold up, police knocking at the door, so wait. Hold up, I just woke up in a bigger state. Hold up, I think I'm a probably try to rape.